So my story is not much different. I mean, and you'll be able to say the same thing on the other end of this. I'm trying to think what was different from Dr. Tremio's. How was my journey different? I know I talked to two young ladies yesterday during the networking portion and trying to identify the dissertation committee members. During my doctoral coursework, I was not 100% sure where I wanted to land as far as research. My degree is in psychology with specialization in industrial and organizational psychology, so work psychology. I love behavior in the workplace. And I tossed around some things back and forth during year 1, year 2, going to residencies, and I was like, Lord, what am I going to do? I did not start this to end up at, I don't know. But what I end up doing, I end up looking back at the papers that I submitted in my courses, and there was a theme as I was responding to or submitting my assignments. It was leadership, attachment theory by Bowlby and Ainsworth, and motivation. Those were my 3. My research ended up being on attachment theory and how attachment during childhood, whether or not there was a relationship or a correlation between that and leadership styles. And the 3 leadership styles that I selected was, Lord, how could I forget this? I spent so long on it. Transformational leadership, servant leadership, and the 3rd one is the one that I am not. I want to say it was authentic leadership. And I looked at our public service leaders in the state of Florida. So that was my focus. I actually enjoy my research. I will tell you, knowing earlier on, preferably during your coursework phase, identifying your topic is the goal. Try not to wait until it's actual dissertation time. Start thinking about your topics now, getting them honed in, small bit, little bitty something that has not been answered to or spoken about, addressed yet in research. That is your goal. It took me 1 year to get to my topic because I started this big. In my mind, it was this big, and it wasn't until it was this big that I realized that my initial topic was actually this big. It would have taken me 10 years to complete a study on what I had in mind. If I had it my way, I would have been sending out, invitations throughout the country, trying to obtain data to inform my research. But Florida was large enough. Government agencies, we had a lot of, and I was right there in the capital city in Tallahassee where most of the agencies were located. I even worked with, I considered the university is public, so throughout the state, the university, and even the community colleges. Those were my 3 sub-populations, all public service workers. As Dr. Tremio said or mentioned, once you get to the data collection phase, I was actually sitting back there with Dr. Strike, and I was like, at first I was like, wow, that was fast. And then I thought about it, I was like, I gained my IRB approval in October, and I was cleaning data in January. So it happened fast, and I actually had to open up my survey again because I did not meet the minimum number required for my results to be valid. Okay, so even with that, it was fast. And I was finished cleaning and writing by the end of that summer. So it can move fast. After IRB, after you've done those first 3 chapters, you've done your data collection, you've done your data cleaning, and you're writing your results, and that final conclusion chapter, you're done. And it moves pretty fast. The difference between the 2 of us also was my editing. I was bid bound that was going to be done by the time I defended. I was done editing. I think I got back a response. There was a handful of changes, and they were very, very minor. I paid someone to edit, to help me edit my dissertation. So when I was done, I defended in July, but I received my final sign-off that following October of 2015, and it was over. And you will feel the same way. Another additional thing, the advice that Dr. Tremiel suggested, I will also suggest, because I failed in that area too. I was so gung-ho, once I made it to the data collection portion of my research that, oh my goodness, I'm going to continue to publish. This is just so exciting. This is not so bad once I got past taking a year to get to a topic. I was like, this is not so bad. And guess what? I finished in, like her, I sat down and I was like, I'm going to print this out and submit it to a couple of places, and it didn't happen. I tried a few times and it just didn't happen. But here within the last year, and I actually mentioned this to one of the faculty members here on campus here recently, is that I was going to take my study, because I've been out, this year will be 6 years? Oh Lord, yeah. I was going to try my study, replicate my study again in another state, and try to publish from that. It wasn't so bad before. I'd be willing to do it again. So I'm here in the state of South Carolina. I think I could do that same study here in the state of South Carolina. We do have public service workers. We have a lot of people in leadership positions. And if you have parents, surely if you've been born, you have an attachment style. So that's uncovered. So I am considering that it's quantitative in nature, it's survey research. I could do it. It's just getting IRB permission, sending it out, and then publishing, of course. And I guess I'll get Dr. Shots or Dr. Shots to help me out. Nudge me along, maybe.
We'll start a journal, and then you can submit to us.
That might be a start. Get me started. But you all got this. Everything that she says is probably most of our journey. Identify that topic early, really early. Identify, and you need to make connections based on the type of research you're going to be conducting, whether it's focus groups. Start identifying the people that you'll need to contact now, if at all possible, because it'll save you that time later. That way you can get in and get out, because that's what we want for you all too, to get in and get out, not take 5 and 7 years. You don't have to take that long. It took me 3 years because one whole year of a topic. I keep saying that for a reason. One whole year for a topic. And truly use your mentor, and I don't mean use in a negative or bad way, but use your mentor in your committee. Dr. Seacrest was my chair or my mentor. I chose a statistician to be one of my committee members, as well as someone who had a lot of expertise in leadership. Those were my committee members, all related to what I was doing as far as research. Right off this small, you will have the rest of your life to get to this. Start here. Okay? All right.